Hello friends and welcome to Style Studio. We are so excited to be able to show you some great new features that we've just added to Style Studio so that you can create your own unique styles and share them with everybody on Smule. The first one that we're going to show you how to use is called lyric animations. Lyric animations is good for those of you who may be just a little camera shy or want to create a traditional karaoke video, kind of like the ones you find out when you go out to karaoke shows or private karaoke rooms. So right now we're on the video screen. Here's where you clearly would add your audio effects, your video effects. But in order to create a lyric animation, simply click on the top. See there's video, and then click on animation. And now we are in the lyric animation screen. Right now you can see that we have two default options for our background and lyric style. The different effects we have are audio effects, background effects, lyric style, and foreground effects. The white square means that that is a global effect. That means it's going to be applied to the entire song. Normally you can apply different effects to different segments, these colored bars at the bottom, that indicate things like verse and chorus. However, when it's white box like that, that means it's a global setting and it's going to apply to the entire song. So I'm going to go and create one. Let's do that. Let's go to audio effects and we'll go ahead and add good old classic Super Studio. And of course you can always change the amount of the effects that you want to use. So let's go ahead and play a little bit of that. There you go, so I can hear what's going on. That's great. All right, so let's actually go down to background now. Now you can see we have a bunch of backgrounds here, and I'm sure we'll be adding more later. And some of these you can actually edit. Let's go to radial gradient. Say that 3 times fast. Let's go to edit. I'm going to take this little dot a little off center there, and I think I'm going to move it up a bit, and I'm going to increase the inner radius. I want the outer radius to, and I think what I want to do is actually make this a little bit more of a solid. There we go. Yeah, I really like that. It kind of has a nice sort of modernish look. So I think I kind of like that. So I'm going to keep that. The next thing I'm going to do is go to, let's change the lyric style. And the one I think that I like out of all of these, you see we have quite a few of these you can select, is Future Glow. Future Glow, this is one of the lyric styles that you can actually edit. I kind of like the bluish color. It's actually kind of in a white now, but if we move this down, and I'm going to go just a little bit more purple because you can never go wrong with more purple. Outline color, you can kind of make it glow a little bit more. Kind of like how that looks with the background there. And we can change the font size so you can make it bigger, smaller font. So you can see when this is playing that it kind of fades in and out. And you can actually change kind of where the situation of the actual lyrics is, or the position of where the lyrics are. You can move them right, move them left, all sorts of different ways to make each one of these very unique to you. And I say just get in there and play around and see what you can find. And you can find some really interesting ways to make these pop and shine in your own special way. And of course, if you're ever wanting to get back to kind of where it was before we started making all the adjustments and edits, you can just go ahead and move the slider to where that white dot is. Yeah, so there's a lot of just so many options of what you can make these things do. So let's go to background effects. Now, there's a difference between background and foreground effects. Background effects are effects that are going to appear behind the lyrics. Let's assume that the lyrics are kind of like a card, right? So they'll happen behind the lyrics, whereas the foreground effects are going to happen in front of the lyrics. So for background effects, I want to go with some nice lighting effects, something really pretty. Let's go Twinkling Stars. Yeah, that's great. That makes it looks kind of like a little cosmic. I like that. So as you can see, they're kind of shining behind the lyrics. If I were to do the foreground effects, they would actually appear in front of them. So let's kind of slow those down a little bit if we can. Let's see, color, opacity, size, duration. Yeah, let's kind of, and then speed. Yeah, let's get these to pop out a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. All right, now let's go ahead and go to foreground effects. And I think for foreground, I want to use, let's see here. There was a nice moon, a neon one, I believe. Let's go to neon, and there's so many choices. I love this. These are obviously all the exact same effects that you can use for video, but we have them for lyric animations as well. Yeah, there it is, the crescent moon. Now, as you can see, the crescent moon floats in front of the lyrics, so that is a good way to display what background and foreground effects do. I really like that. I think it looks great. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. So let's go ahead and go to our three dots here on the bottom right, and let's call this Shiny Night. And describe it as pretty. I think it looks pretty. We can, of course, tag this. So let's go ahead and create a hashtag that we're going to be using, and that is create with style. So this is going to be tagged as create with style. So there you go. And so, of course, when you are creating your own lyric animations, you can start looking it up by this tag, and you can see all the different ones that people have created. Let's go ahead and pick ourselves a nice little icon for that. Gosh, there's just so many choices. It's always hard to decide what I want to do, which is such a great thing about Style Studio. You know what? I'm just going to go for this record. I know it has nothing to do with the actual display here, but let's do it. And then let's create a cool background for it. I really like that one. That's one of my favorites. And now that we've got all that filled out, we just go to Publish, and voila! We've created a new lyric animation style that can be used when you go into Smule, and you can perform with it, record it, and share it with all your friends. So get out there and make something cool. We'd love to see it.